Hey guys, this is Ross. I want to talk to you guys today about a Hugel culture bed that I have created without really knowing that's what I was doing at the time. I mean, I knew what a Hugel culture bed was when I created it, but it didn't occur to me, and that really wasn't my thought process of that's what I was trying to achieve. It was just like by chance, and I now have one myself that I can then add to and create. And I've been finding that it's an extremely great way to create a new garden bed or a new fruit tree area. I think it's quite incredible. I don't think you really need to make them as high as I've seen them. They really, really are just easy ways to make a bed. That's, I think, the huge winner in all this is not necessarily you don't have to water. I don't have to water anyway, so that's one of the big benefits of a hugelkultur bed is that you don't really have to water. It eventually composts down and constantly is giving nutrients to the soil. We have quite nutritious soil here. What I'm finding though is that with this bed you're looking at is that it really is just very easy to make. I mean, I could take everything in this lots of what's in this compost pile. That's kind of what I did, is that I have so much in this compost pile that doesn't compost because I don't turn it. I don't add enough green material to this as well. But I have so many like tree roots, potted plants that just didn't make it for whatever reason, or lots of wood that I end up cutting up from different things. This is from a butterfly bush. This is just all my yard waste placed into one location. We have some straw here that's in excess. We have some weeds. We have some of the Japanese maple that I cut off to help prune the tree. And this is just over years. This is probably now my second year with this thing. Just lots of time has been going into this, adding things in here, taking things out, planting them in other places. Over here, I had intended to put mushrooms down, just really lots of, it's just nice to kind of have like a trash pile. I mean, this isn't really a compost pile. This is more like a trash area, which is kind of ugly, but it really does serve a nice purpose in creating these hugelkultur beds. And I mean, that's exactly what this is. I took lots of wood, lots of tree roots, lots of straw, lots of leaves, tons of leaves have been put into this bed. Even some peat moss, put all that in here, and then eventually put a layer of mulch on the top, wood chips, and then that's what I have. It's just an extremely nutritious compost-filled bed that has lots of things going on in it in such a small area. You have potatoes coming up here. I planted some strawberries now. They're gonna spread all over this bed. I put in some yacon here. More potatoes coming up. This is a honeyberry that is growing extremely quickly for a bed that doesn't get much light. I mean, this bed only gets maybe 5-6 hours of light. This is my gumi, which is fixing nitrogen into the soil here. I have many comfrey plants. I have 4 comfrey plants in this bed. This is probably two too many. I mean, these comfrey plants get quite big. And then you have another gumi here fixing nitrogen, plus a potato that's growing underneath the gumi. I mean, this bed is wild, It is wild. There's no order to this. Here's even a gooseberry that's flowering and actually has put out fruits now. You can see what the gooseberries look like. My gumis are flowering as well, putting out fruit. So I'm just really in awe by this bed. I want to encourage you guys to kind of do this. I think this is a permaculture technique that is very valuable, and really all you do is take lots of these materials that I just mentioned, throw them down, and maybe add some soil. Try to get this to compost up a little bit before you plant in it, and then what you'll end up having is like just an extremely rich and problem-free bed for quite some time. This is quite ugly, as it is right now. Originally not my intention. It was for mushrooms. But I've decided to do the mushrooms on logs instead of doing it like this. But all of this will eventually turn into something, and I'll be able to merge it here with this bed, and this will be a very, very mixed in bed in this area of the yard that I can plant lots of shade loving crops, because this is a very shady area, very moist area, and this is why I had selected it specifically for mushrooms. But yeah, you never know. Maybe I will add mushrooms to this. But anyway, guys, that's the video on hugelkultur, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys go out there and plant one yourself. I mean, it really loosens up that soil. You know, you don't need to till, you just throw the stuff on there. It adds compost, it loosens up the soil. You plant into it the next year, and you got rid of all your yard waste, put it in a nice area, and you're ready to go. You know, so what an interesting technique, right? Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you guys for the next one, all right? Take care.